Welcome back to your Every Home for Christ update. Here's what's been happening this month. First, you'll notice the newsletter has a new name, Word Indeed. It captures something this ministry has held on to for over 50 years, sharing the gospel in words and living it out in action. Ministry Director Greg Bondar says proclamation and mercy aren't separate jobs, they're two sides of the same calling. Through the Oikos initiative, teams have worked in slums, refugee camps and disaster zones, carrying both practical aid and hope. Last year alone, over 70,000 gospel flyers were handed out door-to-door across Sydney. Now, over to Tamil Nadu, India, where the Vocational Training and Employment Project, VOTE for short, continues changing women's lives. This quarter, 65 women completed tailoring training, with another 25 currently enrolled, plus embroidery instruction that opens the door to higher value work. But it's not just about sewing. Women are also learning budgeting, saving, and business planning, and 8 have received government-funded sewing machines to get started. One woman now holds contracts producing school uniforms. Another has joined her husband's business, boosting the family income. 6 self-help groups have been strengthened too, helping whole communities move from dependence toward dignity. Next, to Zambia, where the Food Security Project continues its long partnership with Every Home for Christ Zambia. This quarter, 30 families were trained in nursery management and crop production, with thousands of tomato seedlings distributed ahead of the next planting season. A livestock program is preparing chickens and guinea fowl for distribution, giving families both protein and extra income. One story stands out. A widow caring for 6 orphaned children who, after 2 seasons of training, now grows enough food to feed her family with surplus to sell. She's become a respected lead farmer, training others in her community. A solar-powered borehole is also now serving several villages, meaning kids spend more time in school instead of walking for water. Bible literature continues to be shared alongside all of this practical support. Closer to home, the ministry sponsored this year's Christian Ministry Advancement Conference in Melbourne, joining over 500 church leaders. The team's booth showcased humanitarian work happening worldwide, and Greg Bondar addressed the full gathering, screening a video that moved many in the room and opened doors to new partnerships. Alongside that, the May We Speak at Your Church initiative kept the team on the road, visiting congregations across the Gold Coast, South Australia and Victoria, reaching close to 3,000 people. They introduced churches to a new resource called the Love Your Neighbour Kit, designed to help everyday Christians reach out to the people around them. If your church is looking for a guest speaker, 2 names are worth knowing. Greg Bondar, an ordained minister and accredited chaplain, continues taking speaking invitations locally and overseas. And Nina Ko, the ministry's national youth leader, is available to speak specifically with youth groups, drawing on her Bible-focused training and heart for mentoring young people. Looking ahead, mark your calendar for 2 big events. The annual prayer breakfast is happening in October at NSW Parliament in Sydney, with early bird tickets available until early August. And the annual Christmas Spectacular returns in December at the Civic Theatre in Hurstville. There's also a youth mission to Samoa on the horizon. And finally, a word on prayer. The July prayer calendar takes readers through a different nation each day: Samoa, Australia, Ghana, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and several creative access regions where ministry happens quietly and carefully. If you'd like to pray alongside the wider community in real time, the monthly Zoom prayer meeting is on Tuesday, the 28th of July. This month's special guest is Wiradjuri Elder Pastor James Dargan, with a focus on NIDOC Week, reconciliation and revival across Australia. So that's your July update. Women finding independence in India, families rebuilding in Zambia, churches across Australia opening their doors, and a global community praying together. As always, the heart behind it all stays the same: carrying Christ to every home, everywhere, in every generation. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next month.